I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed. Trouble knocking at my door today. I'm gonna let it in. World wanna steal my joy away. I ain't gonna let it win. On the best day, I'm a child of God. On the worst day, I'm a child of God. Oh, every day is a good day. And you're the reason why I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. I've got you. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed.
When I count the problems that I see, hope looks overcome. When I count the ways you're good to me, you got me counting all day long. I'm so blessed.
I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. I got you. Oh, I'm so blessed.
I'm so blessed.
I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. I got you. Oh, I'm so blessed. On the best day, I'm a child of God. On the worst day, I'm a child of God. Oh, every day is a good day. And you're the reason why I'm so blessed. I'm a child of God. On the worst day, I'm a child of God. Oh, every day is a good day. And you're the reason why
So blessed.
I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. I've got you. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. I've got you. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Hallelujah, I'm blessed. No matter about the rest. I've got you. Oh, I'm so, hallelujah, I'm blessed. Good morning.
2, 3, 4. The sun shines bright As it moves across my face, I feel alive. Everything is in this place. I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. Life is good, the way it should, the way it was meant to be. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The wind is blowing, bells are ringing, children playing in the park while the birds are singing. And I'm walking, and I'm laughing. Well, life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's just happening. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Come on. It's a beautiful day. 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 Beautiful day. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. One more time. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day. The flowers are blooming and the trees are blooming, and I'm allergic, and so it explains my voice. I know that, let's see, I'll say good morning to Mom, not my mom, it's Rev Jeff's mom, Karen Masagatani, and I guess Dad too, Keith, and Maria Sneed, and Maria Sneed again. So, welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Also, sometimes we say Riverside Thrive. So we at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, the Gabrielina Tongva, Keech, and Luisweño people. We commit to right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and walk humbly on this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better and as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So again, good morning and welcome. I am Jeannie Kataoka, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at RCSL, where love lives here. Oh, thank you for making that loud since I can't. I'm honored to be your host today. Well, I guess Rev Jeff is taking Easter off, but that's fine. He and Ed, because it's Jeffmas this week, I think. That's what he calls the week of his birthday. Because last week was Edmas, it was Ed's birthday, so they're taking the day off. So that's wonderful. So I already said, see if we have anybody else on live stream. It's not coming up, but that's okay. I remind everyone in the sanctuary to please turn off your phones, or at least put them on silent so that our time together is uninterrupted. Let's see. So we're going to get everybody up and moving with another song. So,
You guys ready to rock out, right? Well, now I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. Praise God,
Praise God,
praise God.
praise God. I see the Spirit in you.
Now I see the Spirit standing right beside me.
I see the Spirit
standing right beside me. I see the Spirit standing right beside me. I see the Spirit standing right beside me. Praise God, praise God.
I see the Spirit in you.
Now I see the Spirit standing right behind me. 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 Praise God,
Praise God,
praise God.
praise God.
I see the Spirit in you. Now I see the Spirit standing to the left of me. I see the Spirit standing to the left of me. I see the Spirit standing to the left of me. I see the Spirit standing to the left of me. Praise God,
Praise God,
praise God.
praise God.
I see the Spirit in you. Now I see the Spirit everywhere around me.
I see the Spirit everywhere around me.
I see the Spirit everywhere around me.
I see the Spirit
Everywhere around me. Praise God,
Praise God,
praise God.
praise God.
I see the Spirit in you. One more time now. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. I see the Spirit standing right in front of me. Praise God,
Praise God,
praise God. I see the Spirit in you. All right, you rock and rollers.
So good morning. I'm Allison Berry, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Jeannie Kataoka and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room that's located in the lobby. And we just love to pray, so please don't leave here with anything on your heart, whether it be a celebration or something that else you'd like prayer about. We absolutely love to pray and know that prayer works. So please allow the music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
here in the stillness of this quiet hour, sweet words of wisdom fill my ear. Your words like water keep my soul sustained. Let them rain, let them rain.
I hold your presence here inside of me.
so I invite you to turn inward. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. As we tap into the beautiful atmosphere that has been created, grounded and anchored in pure peace. The enduring spiritual truth that I know is that there is only God, only one divine God presence, one power, one source, one light, one life. That is indeed the love intelligence that flows in, through, and as all and all of the perfection of life. It expresses through every person, every place, and everything. It is indeed absolute good. It is that unconditional love, that pure, deep agape love that expresses in, through, and as all of life. It is the perfect peace that transcends understanding. It is joy, unspeakable joy, and beauty, an opulent supply, limitless and boundless in its nature, pure potentiality. It is that grace that is indeed present, that lifts us up. And absolutely, it is the first cause of everything. And because I do know there's only one, I know absolutely that we are each beautiful, radiant, unique expressions of pure spirit, one with all the attributes of the divine. And so as we come together this beautiful Easter morning, I know absolutely that we are grounded and anchored in truth, that we allow the whisperings of spirit to come through our openness and receptivity to the music that is played, to the words spoken, prayers prayed. All of it indeed blesses us. For indeed, this is a time of beautiful renewal, a time of transcendent life, of new beginnings. It is reflected through that the beauty of spring, the beauty of the fragrance of orange blossoms, the bursting forth of all the leaves. And it is indeed reflected through our giving birth to the creative life within, so that possibilities just transcend and make their way known to each and every one of us. So I know that healing, renewal, transformation takes place for all, and that indeed all is in divine order and all is well. So I lovingly let this all be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Dream that I was walking middle of nowhere on my own. I didn't care where I was going. I never knew a place called home. Out in the desert I was waiting. I never wandered here before. There in the silence I heard you say, went from a whisper to a roar. You said, just like a child. There's not one thing I did to earn it, but you gave me back my life. You said, rise up, Wake up, all you sleepers, walk in freedom, feel it in your bones. Wake up, all you sleepers, walk in freedom, leading us all home.
I didn't know I was sleeping. I didn't know I was
I was
lost.
so
You put the skeleton key in, open the door to my heart.
wide awake.
Wake up, wake up, I'm wide awake.
I'm wide awake.
Wake up, wake up, I am wide awake.
I'm wide awake.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Allison, for lovely invocation. As Allison mentioned, it is Easter Sunday. As followers of the science of mind philosophy, we do believe in Jesus Christ, but we see him as the great example, not the great exception. So with that thought in mind, we're going to say our focus statement, but let's say it with all the E's, as in example. So give me some E's. Energy. Excellence. Enthusiasm. Okay. Excitement. There we go. All right. So let's say this together. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. And I find myself sometimes I say that, love, like, love boat, but, that could be just me. So, and now please welcome our speaker this morning, our very own Reverend Victoria Bomberry, who is the Minister of Transformation here at our center. So I'm sure she has a beautiful message for us this morning. Reverend Victoria.
Chukayadega, Victoria Bomberry, Chafutska Dos. Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Victoria Bomberry, and I'm so happy to greet you in my language, and I'm happy to greet you in English, and if I did a couple more, we might be here all day, so I'll get started. I've been traveling, and I always love coming home, and I love seeing all these beautiful faces, and I see that we have people here, and we have people online, and I just want to let you know, if you're not here, you should be here for the music, if nothing else. Wasn't that awesome this morning? Oh my gosh, it was incredible. And Frank wasn't up here by these stairs, and he's just walking up right now. And I'm always bragging about him, saying, I used to get angry at Frank when he would try to help me up these stairs. And I could just bound up here really easily, right? And then I'm like, when I'm in other places, I'm thinking, where's Frank? So I always appreciate you, Frank, for helping us out. So spring is a time of renewal and forgiveness. Many cultures release resentments and grudges at this time. They undergo purification ceremonies to restore harmony and balance individually and for the entire community. This is done as the newness is able to take root and grow. So that's how you prepare the ground, right? You start with yourself. Before you even think of planting a seed, right? You have to start with yourself, because that energy that you put into anything really matters. What you can release to let the new rush in new and wondrous ways. So this is a time of excitement and enthusiasm, energy, all those E's that we had this morning, right? That's what we're doing right now. We're here at this beautiful time. And I am just so grateful that we here at Centers for Spiritual Living are able to connect with one another, especially as we celebrate the newness of life. So today's talk title is A New Dawn, A New Day, A New Life. Many of you probably recognize the lyrics from Feeling Good that was popularized by Nina Simone. And don't you think it's a perfect song for spring? Isn't it? You know, before I even knew I was doing this talk, I have it on my calendar months in advance. That song just started coming to me. It was just like, that's it. That's going to be my talk when I'm speaking at Riverside, because it just says it all. And Nina Simone sang that song against the background of the turmoil of the 60s. And it's a song of liberation and emancipation. And sometimes I think, we hear that phrase, history repeats itself. And, we are in another time where we have a lot of social things going on. Society has some problems that we're called to address together. And I think that this song is paving the way again for the new, to let go of the past, to let go of those things that have been holding us back from living as who we are as people of spirit and faith. Oh. And here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we're united in our global vision. And the first statement of that vision reads, quote, "We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action." And Easter Sunday is the perfect day to remind ourselves of this. Because the message of Jesus was to create a new beginning, a new humanity, united by the healing power of love. That's the message of Jesus. If we said nothing else, that was his message. In every one of the parables, there was healing and love, a newness, that breathing the freshness into life, a life that in his time had stagnated. And there was so much oppression, and there was just a feeling, contraction, and hatred amongst people from his own faith. So Jesus brought this message. And as we say, Jesus is the great example, not the exception. And he always said, we can do all of this and more. And that's what we're called to do. It's spring. And like I said, it's a time of renewal and forgiveness. And Jesus practiced forgiveness. On Good Friday, I went to Stations of the Cross, Immigrant Stations of the Cross in Adelanto. And I've never participated in Stations of the Cross before, but it was very powerful. It was very powerful to go through this beautiful ceremony and relate it to the immigrant experience at this time, especially those who are persecuted and incarcerated in places, detention centers like Adelanto. And we know that on that day that Jesus was crucified, in maybe small ways, but spirit helpful. It was immeasurable, the help that they gave at that time. And Jesus practiced forgiveness. He was the great example of forgiveness that day. And he also showed us a way of renewal of spirit in the midst of this very trying time. So for my people, there's a traditional practice to purify yourself in the spring. And mainly, it's the men who are purifying themselves. And sometimes our elders will say, well, women have their own methods of purification. And we recognize that specialness of women, but also the specialness of men, that they go through a different kind of purification ceremony. And oftentimes that purification has to do with having been involved in conflicts where there's, kind of a violent shock or something. And, that has to be purified because anything like that does change you. And you have to go through a period of transformation to come back into harmony with yourself and with everyone else. And, back in those days when we were still in the southeastern part of the United States, what's now the United States, we would even break the pots, our cooking pots. So they were clay pots, so they were easy to replace, but it was in recognition that we're letting go of the past. And again, it was reinforcing that whole idea that we need new energy at this time. We need to renew. That even our cooking pots hold on to that energy. If we are preparing food with resentment and anger and unforgiveness, well, that's what we're going to be eating all year long, right? So break those pots. Clean those pots real good this spring. Get rid of all that resentment or that anger or whatever it might be, because we're allowing this fresh new energy that will nourish us and not do something to hold us back. Looking at cultures around the world, we see this emphasis on renewal at this time of the year. Ramadan is being held right now, and it's in commemoration of the first revelation to the prophet. And the revelation was the Quran. And if we look at the time that Muhammad was living in, it was a time when his people were being persecuted. They were being chased around the desert. It was a rough time, and women were being treated terribly. And, all of these things were happening, and he had this revelation during meditation in a cave. And the angel Gabriel came to him, and he showed him this book. And he said, read. And Muhammad said, I can't read. So Muhammad was given that book in this revelation, and it was spoken to him, and it was later recorded. So just imagine this great renewal that is indicated by the celebration of Ramadan. And it's a time of fasting. It's a time of support for everyone in the community. And then there's Passover that's taking place now. And again, the people are yearning for something new. They're yearning to be free. They're enslaved in Egypt, and they are asking to be free. So what better song do we have than Nina Simone's anthem that reminds us that life is good, life can be renewed. And there's also the practice of Holi in India, which is a practice of going out and just being joyful. And people throw colors on one another. So you see these clouds of color all over the place that land on people, and you could be painted green, or you may even look like this blazer that Jeannie has on. You know, you could be multicolored. And again, that's a reminder of the joyousness of this time, even in the midst of some sorrow, right? The times we live in can be sorrowful too. But in the midst of it, there's always joy, and there's that promise of renewal. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, which is our philosophy that we follow here at Centers for Spiritual Living, he wrote, quote, "A completely integrated person is one who has learned to meet everything as it comes along and to make the best of it. When we say one should make the best of things, we do not mean that one should grin and bear it or even suffer it to be so. We know there is a way to meet every situation through the use of the power greater than ourselves. This is done by knowing that there is nothing to be afraid of, that we are one with an infinite power, an infinite partner, and that there is nothing in the universe designed to harm us. We must meet every situation as it comes with faith and trust." And that's the reading for today from 365 Days of Science of Mind. And I thought it was really apt for us today, because we do meet every situation as it comes with faith and trust, right? Don't we do that? This is our philosophy. That's what we do. And we're not meant to suffer. We really aren't. Any kind of suffering that we experience is suffering that we either visit on ourselves, or because we have not raised ourselves as a human species, that we're still doing things that are harmful to one another. So in our philosophy, we know that there is a power that resides in each and every one of us, that is a part of us, and we are a part of it. And we can use that power to make incredible changes in our own lives and in our societies. As we celebrate today, I want to share an experience I had in Hawaii several years ago. I don't know exactly when it was now, but it stayed with me so powerfully. I was visiting my son, who was going to, well, maybe he was working at that time. You know, my family is multicultural in every single way that you can imagine. We've got, my sons are Native Hawaiian too, as well as Native American. And my son loves Hawaii. I think it speaks to him in a very powerful way. And for many years, he was involved there in Hawaii, going to school and working with community organizations. So I went to visit, and we were driving around the island of Oahu, and I saw a little church. It didn't look very big at all. It was smaller than this church, this sanctuary. And I saw a shark out in the front of it, you know, a statue of a shark. And I said, "Son, we have to stop there." I said, "Look, there's an aumakua, and it's a shark. We have to stop there." And an aumakua is a guardian, a spiritual guardian. And a lot of, Native Hawaiians have these guardians for their family. And it could be, some people it's a shark, some people it's a whale, you know, different animals can be their guardian. But somehow, for me, when I lived in Hawaii, the shark spoke to me very strongly. In fact, there was even a stone shark pretty close to where I lived that I would walk past all the time. So I felt an affinity with that shark. So I said, we have to go in there. We have to go see this church. And it was a Catholic church. So we opened the doors of the church. And the stained glass was not Jesus on the cross, the way that we see in many Catholic churches. It was Jesus with the biggest smile on his face. And he looked like he was leaping out into the sanctuary just to greet everyone who was there. And we both were stunned, right? And we said, wow, Jesus is really happy. Jesus is really happy. Look at this. And that's what freedom looks like. It's larger than life. And it's just filled with this power and this energy and this renewal and the promise that that is ours whenever we want it. We can be that free. We can be that powerful. We can be that joyful. We can be all of that. And I am just knowing as we move forward that this time of renewal speaks to us in a powerful way, a way that we have never imagined before. Oh. So, I've talked about all of these different traditions that are all across the globe. And I just want to remind everyone that we live in this promise of connection globally. And religious science, and that is a philosophy that we follow here. It was an effort to bring science and spirituality together, and those are usually not in conversation in traditional religions. And it was an effort to bring East and West together. And that was a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. And now we're at this point in our history where we're even more connected. When bringing East and West seemed like an impossibility during Ernest Holmes' time, we have the possibility to bring the four directions together: East, West, North, South, bringing all of the wisdom of the world to bear on our present life. And we're connecting in a way that we've never been able to before. And just weaving these stories together, we can catch the wisdom that is present in every tradition, in every culture, every nation, because it takes us all to have a clear sense of what is ours to do in this world at this time. Every day is new, and that is the gift of life. This week, as I reflected on this talk, things appeared to me that gave me tremendous joy. And one of them was I had the opportunity to see the full moon setting in the west. It was huge. It was a huge orange ball. It looked like it was bigger than the usual full moons. And in the east, the huge orange ball of the sun was rising. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life. So I've seen a lot of moons, and I've seen a lot of full moons. And say I saw 60% of the full moons in my life. That'd be around 500 full moons that I've seen. And I've never seen anything like that. Never. There's newness all around us that we can be reminded that every day is a new day. And see how I did that? You guys are going to have to do math if you want to know how old I am. I don't know what I might see today, what I might hear, what I might experience. But I know that everything is good and very good. And I know that as we breathe in this newness, as we practice the newness in our life, that all is well, all is good, all is wonderful. You know, it's always fun when a page of your talk disappears, but we're at our time, so it's probably good, right? Everything happens for a reason. So all of you, I gave you a piece of origami paper, and those are, the colors of holly are on there, are holy. I looked up how to say it, and Howley is British, and holy is American. So I'll say holy. That's what we talk here, American. So the different colors, there's red, that's for love. Yellow is for joy. Blue is to remind us of the spiritual realm. Green is for healing and newness. So any of those colors, and you have two colors on your origami paper, just think about the what resonates with you out of those words. If you have yellow, maybe that's youth and happiness and playfulness. And use that in your journal this week. So that'll be a practice that you can do. And as we move into this newness, this wondrous, wondrous life, remind yourself that it is a new dawn. It is a new day, and it is a new life. And so it is. Let's turn within. Oh, let's just breathe in this newness, the new day, the new dawn, knowing that we feel good. We choose to feel good. No matter what might be going on around us, we step forward in faith and trust in the goodness of God, knowing that everything has been laid down for us as a beneficent universe, a universe that supports us in every way. I know that this is the truth of our being, and I know that we can partner with the divine and align ourselves with the divine in the creative act of living a life that is worth living. That we choose life, that we choose joy, we choose peace, we choose harmony, we choose abundance, and we choose to see life as it is, as that bright luminescence of spirit that is heaven, right here and right now. And I know as we go forward into this week that we are blessed and we are a blessing. I release my word into the action of the law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of God. And please join me in anchoring this in consciousness by saying, and so it is, and now it is.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath, let the healing start. Rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power in 1,000 suns, lighting up the dawn. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, you sing to me. Change up the noise, make harmony. Come on and rise. Oh, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand to hand, no turning back, over to the promised land. Oh, feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dawn. Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Come on and rise, rise. Oh, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise. Come on and rise. Oh, Spirit, rise up in me. Oh, here we go. Rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up. Oh, come on and
Rise up.
come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach the sky, going up higher, yeah. Rise up, come on, lift your voices high, bring it up, bring it in the brighter. Rise up, come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach the sky, going up higher, yeah. Rise up, come on, rise up, lift your hands up, bring me the light brighter. Rise up, come on, rise up. Oh, rise up.
Thank you, Jubel and crew. Appreciate it. Thank you, Reverend Victoria. And I left you a gift. She gave me origami paper, so I did origami. I'd like to invite our beloveds in service to come forward. Collecting on behalf of the congregation is Cindy Lambert and Frank Connolly, and receiving on behalf of the congregation is our beloved practitioner, Allison Berry. Your conscious contributions to this center allow for us to continue all of our wonderful work, and one of the easiest ways to give is via text to give. Just send a text to 951-419-5858 with the amount you wish to contribute. You can also go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and click on the link in the upper right-hand corner under the tab Contribute. For those in the sanctuary, you can do the more traditional way and place your contributions in the basket, as Vanna Connolly is showing us. And we are grateful for your ongoing generosity. So please place what you are giving over your heart as we say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Cannot do all the good that the world needs, but our world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do.
Woo. And now on to the announcements. I think Reverend Victoria is going to tell us about her class Noble Elders.
I was looking for one of our noble elders who's present with us today, but I guess she's taking the money and putting it in a safe spot. But the class is starting on the 18th, Tuesday, and it goes for 6 weeks. And, you know, it's called Noble Elders, Awakening to Soul. And mainly all the pictures you saw on the slide were older people, right? But really, you can start anytime training to be a noble elder. In fact, we do meditation according to Zen teachers so that we can enjoy our old age. So if you start when you're a little child, you're going to have a really good time by the time you're 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90 years old, right? So it's never too early or too late to awaken to your soul. One of the gifts of age is that we are able to usually have a little bit more time to focus on our inner growth. And that's what we do in this class. So I hope you'll join us, no matter what age you are. And I taught an intro class this weekend over in Yuma, and we had some young people there, and they really loved it. They just had a great time. So they're in training. They're elders in training. So, love to have you.
Thank you, Reverend Victoria. Our next self-care Sunday sound bath with Ray Owens and Kayla Castillo is next Sunday, April 16th at 3 p.m. in Johnson Hall. So give yourself the gift of being bathed in the vibrations of sound and, dare I say, good vibrations. And now Mike is going to talk about spirit of the animals. I mean, walk with the animals, spirit of art is there.
So for those of you who like to walk your dogs, there's a wonderful opportunity coming up for a great cause. It's Walk with the Animals, right next door at Fairmount Park. It's the major fundraiser for the Mary S. Roberts Pet Adoption Center, which is one of our community partners. And so it's an easy stroll around Lake Evans. It'll be Saturday, April 29th from 9 to 1 at Fairmount Park. We're forming an RCSL team, and you could sign up on there's a link on the Connect that Reverend Jeff sent out last week and probably this week. Also, you can go to petsadoption.org, which is the Mary S. Roberts website, and sign up there. And we want to do it as a team so that RCSL is represented during the walk. It's a walk, and they have wonderful vendors and food trucks. It's a great time. Jeannie and I won't be walking, but we'll be cheering on the walkers as cheerleaders. So, hope to see you there. Thanks.
So remember that Mary S. Roberts Pet Adoption Center is one of our community partners. The walk around Lake Evans is about 1 mile, and you can take it as fast or as slow as you want. And prior to the start of the walk, I will be doing the blessing of the animals because I'm also an ordained animal chaplain. So it's a really fun day, and I think the weather will be nice, so I hope that you'll come out and join us. Now, Spirit of Art, not Spirit of the Animals, but Spirit of Art, art auction is back for the second year. Come and buy art supporting local artists and the center. Also bid on fabulous baskets from our sponsors and a 4-night stay in Las Vegas. Ooh. Live jazz by the Riverside Concert Band Jazz Ensemble sets the mood. Delicious hors d'oeuvres from It's Bliss and dessert from Zacatecas will help you keep your strength up to outbid your friends. So get your tickets today. You can scan the QR code or go to the website. Yeah, so there's a QR code. We also wanted to mention the Memorial Day weekend picnic. You know, that's always a blast. It's put on by our men's group, and they always need help, whether it's donations of hot dogs, hamburgers, buns. Remember, we'll be potlucking at that, so be thinking about what perhaps non-mayonnaise dish you want to bring, because we all know mayonnaise is bad in the heat. They need help setting up, taking down, and all kinds of stuff. So if you have you have a desire to volunteer, the brain is going. You have a heart or desire to help, talk to Frank. Now we're on to our affirmation, I believe. I will say it, and then you can repeat it after me. Please stand. I let go, excuse me, I let go of the past. I live in the eternal now. Ready? I let go of the past. I live in the eternal now. Now please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Happy Easter, everyone.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, sharing, receiving, and I'm moving forward because of love lives here.
It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I'm moving forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Have a great Sunday. We love you all. Go have some snackies. When the world gets you down.